Dyatlov Pass Incident. The mountains towered ominously over the remote Russian village, cloaked in a veil of mist and enigma. Whispers of eerie occurrences in the Ural Mountains had long haunted the locals, but none dared to venture too close. Tales of a group of hikers, 9 daring souls vanishing without a trace in the icy expanse of Dyatlov Pass, had cast a shadow over the region for generations. It remained a chilling enigma, one that beckoned a young boy named Alexei into its icy grasp. From a young age, Alexei had been drawn to the unexplained. The haunting images of the hikers, their bodies contorted in unnatural poses, eyes wide with fear, had left an indelible mark on his psyche. The mystery surrounding their fate remained unresolved, shrouded in speculation and uncertainty. Was it a Yeti's wrath or a military experiment gone awry? The truth eluded all who sought it. Driven by a relentless curiosity, Alexei persuaded his friends Sasha, Victor, and Mikhail to accompany him on a journey to the enigmatic pass. Their expedition began innocently enough, embarking in a weather-beaten van along treacherous, snow-covered roads. The allure of the unknown hung thick in the air, the frigid embrace of the mountains seeming worlds away from the safety of their bustling town. As they ventured deeper into the wilderness, the landscape metamorphosed. Sparse trees gave way to towering cliffs, the snow grew sharper, the air thinner. The sun's feeble glow barely pierced the desolate expanse. Their destination lay in a dilapidated cabin on the outskirts of Dyatlov Pass, once a refuge for weary travelers, now abandoned to the elements. Jests about its eerie facade filled the air as they arrived, the wind's mournful howl echoing through the dilapidated structure. Yet, the chill of the night did not deter their spirits. This was an adventure, after all. As night descended, they huddled around a crackling fire within the cabin, sharing laughter, tales, and steaming cups of tea. But as darkness deepened and the cold seeped into their bones, a palpable tension gripped the air. The wind's mournful wail intensified, as if it harbored a malevolent presence pressing against the fragile walls. Alexei felt a shiver trace its icy fingers down his spine, but he refused to succumb to fear. This was a test of courage, of resolve. As midnight approached, the group settled into their sleeping bags, the dying embers casting dancing shadows across the room. Mikhail's rhythmic breathing soon filled the silence, lulling him into slumber. But Alexei remained awake, his senses attuned to the eerie whispers that drifted through the night air, barely audible yet undeniably unsettling. Ignoring the growing unease in his heart, he strained to decipher the spectral voices that seemed to beckon from the darkness.
The room fell into a hushed silence as Alex's heart raced, his gaze shifting to Sasha, who was peacefully asleep, oblivious to the mounting tension in the air. Outside, the shadows danced eerily in the moonlight, moving in ways that defied logic. And then there it was, a dark figure, barely visible through the frosted window, standing still, watching them. A chill ran down Alex's spine as he tried to dismiss it as a figment of his imagination. But when he blinked, the figure remained, a haunting presence in the night. Without hesitation, he woke his friends, Sasha and Victor, a sense of urgency in his voice. "There's someone out there," he whispered urgently, his hands trembling. "We need to investigate." Sasha, groggy from sleep, brushed it off. "You're imagining things, Alexei. There's no one there." But Victor, sensing the fear in Alex's eyes, stood up decisively. "Let's go check it out," he said, grabbing his jacket. As they cautiously approached the door, the wind howled outside, the snow swirling in ominous patterns. Alexei opened the door slowly, the biting cold hitting them like a wave. At first, there was nothing but a sea of white outside, the trees barely visible through the thick snowstorm. But then a figure emerged from the darkness, shrouded in tattered clothing, stumbling towards them. The figure was grotesque, its features obscured by unkempt hair, its movements unnatural. Alex's stomach churned as it came closer, revealing a skeletal face with wide, unblinking eyes, filled with a primal terror. Before they could react, the figure collapsed into the snow, convulsing violently. Victor moved forward to check on it, only to recoil in horror. "He's twisted, distorted," he gasped. A low growl reverberated from the woods, followed by a heavy thud. The ground shook beneath them as they turned to see something massive approaching through the storm, their hearts pounding with dread.
The night was dark, the wind howling through the trees like a ghostly chorus. A group of friends huddled in a cabin, their hearts pounding with fear as they heard the creature's heavy footsteps approaching. Sasha's voice trembled as he whispered, "We need to get out of here, now." But the storm outside raged on, blocking any escape route back to town. The creature, with its eerie glow and malevolent gaze, advanced towards them with a chilling determination. Panic gripped them as they barricaded themselves inside the cabin, but the creature's relentless pursuit shook the very foundations of the walls. It was as if it knew they were trapped, and there was no way out. Inside, Alexei's mind raced with thoughts of survival. The Dyatlov Pass incident, the mysterious deaths, the curse force that now stood before them, all of it was connected, a twisted web of secrets that bound them to this place. As the creature's claws tore at the door, a primal scream filled the air, and Alexei realized the horrifying truth. They were not facing a mere monster, but a guardian of the pass, a vengeful spirit that would stop at nothing to protect its secrets. With a final, bone-chilling roar, the door burst open, and the creature stepped into the cabin, its glowing eyes fixated on Alexei. In that moment, he understood the true nature of Dyatlov Pass, a place where the boundaries of life and death blurred, where souls were forever bound to the mountains, condemned to face the creature's wrath for all eternity. As the wind howled and the mountains whispered their dark secrets, the friends knew that they were not alone in the shadows. And as the door slammed shut, sealing their fate, they realized that they, too, had become part of the cursed legacy of Dyatlov Pass.